Geelong Cup. It's a pretty fair guide. They're always there or thereabouts. This is a very difficult race.
It is a difficult race, and I think the betting signifies that, with bookmakers and punters searching for a favourite. Our Classic Bay number 2 is the interesting runner from New Zealand. We can see Major Drive on screen. It's been a great old horse. Sydney Cup, Chairman's Handicap, 4th in a Dalgety. One of John Mart's favourites, heavily bandaged on front. Greggy Hall to ride. Hall's one of the top jockeys, terrific in the background. There's Tristram going past Prankster. Classic Bay, I was going to ask you about. What did you think of him on the way to the post?
Well, I thought he looked magnificent, really. I know his main form wins have been on rain-affected going, but he has won a mile race at Trentham and run under 37 for the mile. And he's run a 11 furlong race. He's run a nice time there. So it's not all lost, but I do think that he looked magnificent. Probably the fittest. Well, he couldn't be any fitter than what he is, in my opinion.
Traditional
I like
start.
Terrific a bit.
Terrific down the bottom. Yes, I give him a good chance at odds, and he has been well backed. A traditional start at the top of the straight, like many of the Cups. Tristram and Brian Werner, who's in good form at the moment. And this horse was a very promising 2- and 3-year-old. He was 4th in a Caulfield Cup, placed in the Caulfield Guineas. I remember him at Caulfield one day winning by 8 or 9 lengths in a short race as a 2-year-old. He looked like being anything. Hasn't quite gone on with it. Bronze Knight Everly Show will be 2 to race near the pace of the 2 to come up. Everly Show's interesting. He was in spectacular form whilst I was away at the Olympics, and then we thought he was going out for a spell, but we see him back here today.
Oh, gee, chased home Vo Rogue at Flemington, got 3rd. Pretty good effort.
Now he's set, and they look to be right. Our Watchman the rails. Set, light on racing. Away they go. Major Drive began a little slowly with Mountie back, and away fast Everly Show. Bronze Knight jumped out quickly. Our Watchman Prankster. Be Reasonable just behind those horses. They settle with Our Classic Bay and Search going up near the lead with Everly Show. Exocet midfield and going forward. Mountebank terrific back near last with Stardom Lane and Major Drive Absolute. Line of 3 at the judge the first time, and Michael Clark takes Everly Show to the front. A length and a half as they are about to go out of the straight. In second placing Search outside Bronze Knight. Our Classic Bay up nice and handy, but covering ground. Mountebank very wide with Exocet. A bit of trouble there. Be Reasonable. Our Watchman both got checked. Didn't lose a lot of ground. Secret Seal outside. Be Reasonable. No pace on in this. Prankster's midfield. The rail from Stardom Lane. Tristram well back. Terrific second last, and 2 lengths away last Major Drive. Everly Show leads them at the mile by a length. Our Classic Bay travelling all right second. A length and a half to Search next, and then Secret Seal 3 deep, and Mountebank 4 deep, and Bronze Knight the rail. Prankster following him a half length. Our Watchman. Exocet around the outside and covering ground outside of Be Reasonable. Then Tristram. Stardom Lane terrific second last, and still Major Drive with them in. 1,300 out in the Cup, and about 20 lengths covered them. Everly Show by a half length to Classic Bay. A length Mountebank has had no luck, and going forward Secret Seal. On the fence, Bronze Knight's having a nice run. Outside of him, Search. A length further back then to Exocet, and a half to Prankster. 3/4 Our Watchman. Stardom Lane the inside, a length and a half. Be Reasonable, terrific the rail. Outside of him, Tristram. And 4 lengths away last Major Drive. Climbing the hill, and Mick Clark starts to rev Everly Show up. Leads a length and a half. In second placing Our Classic Bay, and 1 to Bronze Knight. A length and a half to Exocet. They've accelerated away, these leaders. Then Search and Mountebank from Prankster. Further back, Tristram. Secret Seal from Stardom Lane. Well back, terrific, starting to make a run. Then Be Reasonable, and forget all about Major Drive and Our Watchman. On the turn, 500 out. Everly Show a half length in front. Our Classic Bay moves up on the outside. Bronze Knight poised in behind them. Coming with a good run, Prankster out wide, and Tristram wider still as they make the turn with Exocet, Search and Terrific. In the straight, Everly Show leg, Classic Bay, Bronze Knight hooked out to have a crack at them. Exocet out wide, and Terrific from a long way back. Everly Show and Our Classic Bay. Our Classic Bay's taken the lead at the 100. Thompson riding hard with Bronze Knight behind them. It's Our Classic Bay, a neck in front, and he's going to win a good cup trial. Everly Show second, Bronze Knight third, Terrific and Exocet from Search, and Major Drive running on. Stardom Lane, Mountebank. Further back, Tristram, Be Reasonable, Our Watchman, Secret Seal and Prankster.
Funny sort of a race. Up near the lead, Everly Show and Classic Bay all the way. They're finished first and second, and that's about how the pattern of the race was. There was not much change. Major Drive couldn't keep within cooey of them in the first mile of the race. The last 600 metres of the race, he's got into it okay. and probably he's wound up midfield. I thought that Terrific ran a nice race from a Melbourne Cup point of view. He didn't have a lot of luck on the turn. He had to change course in the straight, and he's finished about 6th, I suppose. There's Major Drive pulling up, but as we said before the race, Classic Bay couldn't be fitter, and there he is on the outside of Eberly Show. Bronze Knight had a saloon passage on the rail. He hooked out to give him a nice run and a clear run in the straight, but he just could not go on, and now Classic Bay outstayed Eberly Show. Bronze Knight's there, Exocet in the middle, and further back is Terrific on the fence. Oh, that's Exocet out there, and this, I don't know. Search, yeah. So it's Classic Bay winning from Eberly Show and Bronze Knight. 4th was Terrific, or 5th.
2:65 after the Toyota Geelong Cup. Our Classic Bay for Brent Thompson, 3:30 and 1:25. 1:10 Eberly Show, Bronze Knight 1:30. The key to the race was that the first 3 all the way have finished 1, 2, 3 at the end. Slowly run race early. Eberly Show accelerated at the 1,000, and Classic Bay was the closest horse to him, and the next closest was Bronze Knight. And like Des, I thought that Terrific was a good run from a Melbourne Cup point of view. He'll need to go into the Dalgety now and try and have a big run there, and he has got some hope. And the other horse, Major Drive, made up a ton of ground, but if he can't keep up in that, I'm not sure how he's going to keep up in the even bigger races later on. But he did make some ground. You can see how far back Major Drive is at this point. He has tailed off behind the second last horse, which is Our Watchman, and he's been a mile back. We've got Eberly Show leading Classic Bay. Thompson's ride was absolutely spot on. Didn't miss a trick, did it?
It was classic.
It really was. With Bronze Knight 3rd, Exocet 4th, Prankster coming around with Search. Terrific starting to wind his way through, and you can see Major Drive still last. So on the turn, Eberly Show leads. Classic Bay is going to pressure. You watch Gauchi on Bronze Knight hook out to give him a crack at them. Now comes off the heels of our Classic Bay. Out wide, Exocet, a couple of links to Search and Terrific, and Major Drive made up ground. But here's where Classic Bay put the pressure on Eberly Show.
Yes, just maybe, well, I wouldn't say the hard track stopped Eberly Show, because it would have helped if it had been softer at Classic Bay, because most of his wins have been on rain-affected going. But that was a pretty good effort. The chap said he brought the horse here to win the Melbourne Cup. He might be far wrong. That's a pretty good effort, because they ran 2:28.8, which the last mile of the race would be pretty smart, because they did dawdle a bit in the early parts.
Major Drive making up some ground midfield. So from the Melbourne Cup, nothing wrong with the winner or the jockey.
No, he knows where the winning post is.
Sure does. Eberly Show. Well, he might go on with him now.
The horse there too, see that?
Yes, Classic Bay. He's come back with a broken bridle, so it didn't affect him in the run. Eberly Show, who knows from here? It'll be interesting to see what John does with him, John Legg Jr. And Bronze Knight, well, he's not a Melbourne Cup horse, but our Classic Bay is. Half a length by 3, half a length by 3, half by 2, half by 2. But Bronze Knight may now go for Bendigo, Kyneton and Ballarat, those sort of races, whereas Eberly Show may go on for the Melbourne Cup. Our Classic Bay certainly. Officially 4th was 7, Exocet, and 5th went to Terrific. Let's go down and join Keith Hillier after the Geelong Cup.
Right. Okay, the trainer now, Merv, congratulations on the win. What a fantastic performance.
Yes.
Our Classic Bay, we hadn't seen him here before. You obviously were confident he would qualify for the Cup.
No, I didn't say that. I said that as long as he ran as good as he'd been running at home.
And today, did he do that? Did he run as good as he's been running at home?
I thought so.
Was that a Melbourne Cup winning trial?
I wouldn't know. Again, I hope so.
You're not one of these New Zealanders that keep things close to his chest, are you, Merv?
No, not really.
No. But you've got a good horse. He's the best you've had, I believe.
Well, he's one of them.
Yep.
Yes.
How long have you been in the racing game?
I don't know.
You're 65 now, so...
No, I was only 60 now.
Are you?
Yeah, I got 5 years to go for that. Since I was 12.
Since you were 12?
Yeah.
And where does this horse race rate amongst the horses you've handled over all those years?
Oh, quite. He's up amongst them.
Right, you've never brought a horse to Australia before?
No, didn't think never dreamed that I'd get a horse to Australia.
Now you're in the Melbourne Cup with a good horse. What would it mean to you to win our most prestigious race?
I think I'd say anybody who owns a touch to a racehorse would want to win the Melbourne Cup.
Today he was magnificently ridden by the international jockey Brent Thompson. Is he an old friend of yours?
Well, yes, I knew him when he was an apprentice boy back home.
He rode for you in New Zealand?
Once or twice.
Is this Melbourne Cup mount open to him now, Moo?
Yes, if he wants it.
Would you like him to stay on it?
Yes, if he wants it.
OK, look, thanks very much. We've enjoyed your success too, and good luck in the big one.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Keith Hillier with Merv Andrews, the trainer of our Classic Bay. Most interesting interview there. And we're going to farewell Ballarat now. Thanks for being with us for Geelong Cup. All the best of luck for your big cup coming up after the Melbourne Cup. We will farewell our friends in Ballarat who have been with us for today's Geelong Cup. Correct weight, correct weight.
And a reminder that this Friday at 2:30 we'll take you to Horsham for the 1988 Horsham Cup coverage.